sa kapihan sa Senado. At muli, mapagpalang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Let's get to work. Sige po.
Sir, bago kami magtanong ng mga maiinit na issue tulad sa West Philippine Sea, 2 weeks from now, magre-resume na ho yung session. Ano po yung magiging priority ng Senate? Considering na almost 1 month lang yung inyong session at mag-a-adjourn sinigina. So ano po yung inyong priorities at mga target na ma-approve?
True, no? At syempre, medyo maliit yung time, yung window to pass as much as we can, especially our priority measures. We are looking at least siguro at least mga 10 bills na ready for President's signature before the SONA, no? So that it will become a law. Ilan po dyan ay nasa BICAM na, kagaya ng Philippine Maritime Zones Act, Real Property Valuation Assessment Reform Act o yung RPVARA. Nandyan na rin po sa BICAM itong Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act. Nandyan din po yung Self-Reliant Defense Posture Revitalization Act. So, yun po yung mga nasa BICAM, and then itong mga priority measures na we wanted to pass before the SONA ay ito pong PENCAS, itong Philippine Ecosystem and Natural Capital Accounting System. Ayan po pala, sorry, yan po ay adopted na pala ng HOR, sorry, adopted na yan ng HOR. Adopted na rin po yung Negros Island region. Tapos nais naming ipasa itong AFASA, yung Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act, yung napakahalagang New Government Procurement Act na nasa period of interpellations pa rin. Yung AFASA naman ho, nasa period of amendments na po tayo. Yung pong Blue Economy Act, at tingin namin kaya naming maipasa po yan. And then of course, yung binanggit natin kahapon with our friends from the Senate media, yung kahalagahan ng Enterprise-Based Education and Training Framework Act. Ito po ay mismong pinakiusap sa atin ng ating Pangulo na maipasa ho natin sa lalong madaling panahon. And he asked both Congress to look into it and prioritize the passage of this particular measure. So yun po, tingin ko yung I already mentioned, I think 10 or 11 na nakikita po natin na magiging ready for President's signature before the SONA.
Sir, how about the mandatory ROTC bill? Kasi na-promise yata ito ni Senate President Zubiri na bibigyan ng priority once na mag-resume na yung session.
Yes, we will definitely. Yung mga minention ko kanina, I feel na very confident about it that we'll be able to pass it. Now, there are some issues na may mabigat pa ng mga debate, kagaya ng ROTC, kagaya ng
reform sa MUP pension, sir?
Yung pong waste to energy bill. So yan po, itatackle din po yan, but I would say best effort to act on it, whether it will pass or not. Kasi may mga reservations. No? I myself have reservations doon sa ROTC, but we are more than willing to listen and objectively look at the measure on how it could help our country, our people, especially our young generation.
So sir, right now ba, very slim pa yung chance na ma-approve dito sa Senate yung mandatory ROTC bill?
I cannot decide for the Senate. You know, I think each one of us by now, you are all aware na each one of us have their own advocacies, have their own concentration on what we wanted to focus on, especially with the limited time that we are going to debate on this particular matter. For me, ang issue ko lang naman, reservation ko, yung cost una. Diba? Kasi doon sa nakaraang pagdinig, sinabi doon sa mga pagdinig dito sa Committee on National Defense na yung cost for 2023 to 2026, Phase 1 to Phase 5 will incur 61.2 billion pesos. And the AFP would be needing 9,584 AFP personnel na at least ang cost din ho niyan ay billion-billion din. looking at the salaries, for instance, 9,584, nagbigay sila ng salary of averaging about 100,000 a month, ilang billion na po yun, no? Again, other than that, I am also looking at the timing because of what we really are focusing on right now. You look at the Pulse Asia latest survey, our country grapples with more pressing issues that demand immediate attention. And according to that particular survey, sinasabi doon yung top 3 main concern of our kababayans ay yung una, controlling inflation, yung presyo ng bilihin. Pangalawa, yung pong pagtaas ng sweldo o increasing pay of workers. At yung pangatlo, pagsupil doon sa graft and corruption sa ating pamahalaan dahil naiintindihan ng taong bayan kung gaano kalaki yung epekto nito sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na buhay kung patuloy na mamamayagpag itong mga kalokohan sa pamahalaan.
Pero sir, yung bang umiinit na tension sa West Philippine Sea, hindi ito factor para ma-pressure na kayo na ipasa itong mandatory ROTC?
Una, yung word na pressure, I don't think Senate will ever be pressured by anyone or any group of or organization per se. No? I think it will help us understand all the more ano ba talaga yung pinaglalabanan dito sa West Philippine Sea. Unfortunately, and I would say this with all humility, na ang dami nating naririnig, nakakalungkot na kapwa natin Pilipino, iba-iba yung sinasabi. Para ubang wala tayong baseline truth, ano ba talaga yung sa atin. Lagi nating naririnig, for instance, yung salitang EEZ o yung Exclusive Economic Zone. Pero ilan po ba sa atin talaga yung nakakaintindi ng EEZ? Ilan po ba sa atin talaga yung nakakaintindi nitong nakaraang paglabas ng arbitral ruling na nagsasabing atin nga ang West Philippine Sea? Yung ba yung Exclusive Economic Zone, alam po ba ng taong bayan, malinaw po ba sa atin lahat na yung arbitral ruling at yung part ng ating EEZ, kasama po yung Ayungin Shoal, kasama po yung Scarborough Shoal, napakalinaw po nun. Dapat wala ni isa sa atin na Pilipino na magsasabing, hindi pa tapos yan, or questionable pa yung claim na yan. Dapat ngayon pa lang i-reject natin yun. Kasi kahit sino pa ho tayo, no? And again, I'm talking with all humility. Dapat magkaisa po tayo. Hindi na natin kinu-question itong arbitral ruling, itong EEZ. Kailangan ituro ito sa ating mga estudyante. Habang nire-recite natin yung Panatang Makabayan, habang pinag-aaralan natin yung ating yaman tubig ng ating bansa, yung pinag-aaral natin ng ating mapa, yung NAMRIA, dapat easy to understand na ito'y parte ng ating exclusive economic zone na pagka mula doon sa ating baseline, merong 200 nautical miles ay pag-aari ng Pilipinas. Ganun ho kasimple. Dapat lahat tayo, we are united on this. Kung mag-aaway-away tayo sa harap nung kung sino man, wag na ho natin gawin. Pwede tayong mag-usap na tayo na lang bilang mga Pilipino. Because for all you know, China is on top of all this at ito'y parte ng kanilang estratehiya. Nalulungkot nga po ako kasi as I speak right now, before I came here, ang dami yung nagtatanong sa akin, what do you say about this so-called gentleman's agreement? Anong gagawin natin, etc. Imbestigahan ba ng Senado? Or yung word na imbestigahan, parang merong kagad tayong kalaban na kapwa natin Pilipino. Why don't we unite on this particular matter once and for all? For all you know, this is all part of China's strategy. For instance, the so-called gentleman's agreement. No one believes it is binding. I mean, all of us knew that it's void, null and void to begin with. And can you imagine yung China, the Chinese government, hindi ba nila alam to? Are they that naive na hindi nila alam na pumapasok sila sa isang so-called agreement na hindi naman mapapatupad, na hindi naman ma-honor? Granting without admitting that there's indeed a gentleman's agreement. Do you think China is that ridiculous and, I'm sorry to say this because somehow they're playing dumb na kunyari, i-implement ito. Alam naman nila hindi may implement ito. There is no shred of document that states that this is actually implementable. This is actually something that they can hold on to. Diba? Ilagay niyo yung sarili niyo sa kanila. But why are they doing this? And after so long, ilalabas nila ito. Bakit? Because clearly, they want us na mag-away-away, they want us na ma-divide tayo, they want us na mag-iba-iba ang ating posisyon. And it should not be the case, mga kapwa ko kababayan, mga kapwa ko legislators, mga kapwa ko parte ng ating gobyerno, ng ating pamahalaan. So again, I'm begging and appealing to all concerned stakeholders. Let us put our acts together and be Filipinos for one time lang. Kahit magkaisa po tayo dahil dambuhala itong kalaban natin. May common denominator po tayo. Ito hindi laban ng ating soberanya at teritoryo. Ito'y laban na ng ating bansang minamahal na Pilipinas.
So sir, na-mention nyo nga na bakit hindi tayo united pagdating dito sa issue ng West Philippine Sea. At bilang example, itong si Davao Representative Pantaleon Alvarez is urging the Armed Forces of the Philippines to withdraw its support kay President Bongbong Marcos, saying na makatutulong daw po yon para ma-attain yung peace and stability in the country. Would you like to comment on that, sir?
I didn't actually hear anything about it. I just heard in the news that they were talking about parang filing of cases, etc., whether sedition, etc. Ako ho, in my own personal point of view, hindi mo mapafilan ng sedition ang isang tao kung yung definition ng sedition kasi may public uprising, tumultuous uprising. So wala naman. So hindi mo mafilan yun, no, ng sedition. But doon naman sa inciting to sedition, baka doon merong may bearing yung sinasabi niyo, no? So that's all I can say, but again, I don't want to belittle what I said earlier as to why we should be united in all of this, especially with the talks and issue of the West Philippine Sea. We can debate on ROTC, we can debate on Chacha, we can debate on economic provisions of our Constitution. But when it comes to West Philippine Sea, come on, let's all be united. Anyone who would claim na hindi pasok sa ating teritoryo o hindi natin parte ng Pilipinas, ang Ayungin Shoal, ang Scarborough, hindi tayo dapat manahimik dito, hindi tayo dapat magkaiba ang ating pananaw dito sa mga usapin na ito.
Sir, yung panawagan ni Congressman Pantaleon Alvarez, mukhang dahil hindi siya kontento, hindi niya gusto the way na hinahandle ng Pangulo yung usapin sa West Philippine Sea. Kaya ba sa tingin nyo, tama naman yung handling ng Pangulo?
I agree in perhaps most, if not all, of the moves of our president. Wala tayong makuhang malinaw at matapat na posisyon mula sa bansang China when it comes to these talks, these issues. And we can see with our very eyes how they are bullying our ships. Imagine that idea of removing our Sierra Madre doon sa ating sariling teritoryo. Yung pagpasok nila, labas-masok nila sa ating exclusive economic zone, labas-masok nila sa ating teritoryo na hindi ito pinagtatalunan kung kanino. I think for me that's a blatant show of bullying sa ating maliit na bansang Pilipinas. Kung kaya't wala tayong ibang choice kung hindi pumunta at magsumbong sa ating mga kaibigan, sa mga higanting malalaking bansa gaya ng China. At nandyan nga po ang Amerika, nandyan ang Japan, nandyan ang mga ilang bansa sa Europa, nandyan ang Australia. So, I don't see any wrong doing on the part of the president to ask for help. And more than anything, I think yung lacking na nakikita ko is that a master plan, a real master plan as to how we would like to handle everything at the end of the day. Ano ba talaga yung main goal natin, no? And this is definitely more than foreign policies or territorial disputes, but as a nation, what do we really want to accomplish? Sino ba yung tumitimon dito, di ba? Ano bang talagang plano natin? I saw this when we were in IPU, in different international forums. You know, sometimes naiinggit ka pag nakakakita ka ng bansa na lahat ng leaders nila in international fora, pare-pareho yung sinasabi. Iisa lang yung tono nila. Hindi sila tumataas ng tono. Pagka sinabi nilang Broadway yung music nila, yun lang ang kakantahin nila, puro Broadway. Walang magra-rock, walang magja-jazz, walang magpapatugtog ng alternative or slow rock. Ano lang sila? Broadway songs lang. Kasi lahat, yun na sila eh. And to come to think of it, there are some countries na nakita ko din with my own eyes na mataas din yung political tension nila, magkakalaban sila. But when it comes to fighting for their country in international forum, talagang makikita mo iisa yung tono nila. So that's what I've been asking for. And I think it will happen kung meron talaga tayong, yung nakakalungkot kasi pag sinasabi na, okay, the president, we understand, is the architect of our foreign policy. And now, you replace the president after 6 years, and then you have another foreign policy, di ba? Pero sana may baseline tayong lahat eh. And I think we can start with the baseline truth. What is really ours when it comes to our territorial waters, our maritime zones?
Sir, balikan ko lang yung panawagan na mag-withdraw ng suporta kay PBBM.
Doon pa rin siya.
Pwede ba ito maka-destabilize sa Administrasyong Marcos, or confident ka na professional enough ang AFP at hindi magpapadala sa ganitong pang-uudyok sa kanila?
It always depends on what's happening, no? Baka I am giving benefit of the doubt to Congressman Alvarez. He's a good friend of mine. But I also believe that our men in uniform are professionals. AFP is a professional organization, and they know their purpose. They know why they are here, and ano yung trabaho nila, at yung loyalty nila syempre sa taong bayan. At dahil full ang suporta ng taong bayan sa ating Pangulo, nandun din yung suporta nila, as mentioned by the AFP Chief of Staff. So I believe in our military, I believe in our government, and I would just say na still maraming challenges, no? And maraming institutions ang tinatry ngayon, maraming agencies, departments of government, tinatry kung gaano sila kagaling, kung gaano sila effective as a government institution, a government agency, a department in the government. But mas tiwala ako sa AFP kaysa dun sa ilang ahensya ng pamahalaan na ngayon ay sinusubok.
Sir, welcome po sa inyo yung nangyari na naval or maritime activities between the Philippines, US, China, Japan, and Australia. At tapos nasundan yun ng trilateral meeting. Ngayon, meron din pong plano na expand ho yung balikatan exercise. Isama na doon sa balikatan exercise ang Japan.
Yeah.
Yun po ba yung magandang development, sir?
I believe so. I believe so. I agree. And yes, I am in full support on that particular initiative as provided in the joint statement of the defense chiefs ng Pilipinas, ng Japan, US, and Australia. Yung inilabas po nilang joint statement, nakalagay po doon that the joint naval and air drills will strengthen the interoperability of our defense doctrines It will strengthen our tactics, techniques, and procedures. I think the maritime cooperative activity also hina-highlight nito yung enduring partnership ng mga bansa gaya ng Japan, Australia at Estados Unidos.
So, kailangan ba ng treaty kapag isinama na sa balikatan exercise ang Japan or no need?
I don't think yung meron pa lang yung reciprocal access na pending na sa atin 'yon, no? Ayun, ninenegotiate pa and then it will go to the Senate. Remember I mentioned that before during that time when Kishida came here, the Prime Minister, and he even asked for it na kung po pwede na. So nag-start na sila, it's just that the ball is still in the hands of DFA, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So yun, we support that. We support that reciprocal access agreement.
Pero hindi kaya makaprovoke ito sa China, sir?
No, kasi we are enhancing our defense system. We are preparing ourselves to any eventuality. I think it's important. Parang pag nagkaroon ka ng sasakyan, di ba tinetest drive mo? Kung meron kang bahay na naglagay ka ng security features, tinetest mo yung security features sa loob ng bahay mo to make sure na it works. Kasi minastosan mo to, binibigyan mo, kinakapacitate mo yung military mo para matuto sila at gumamit ng mga makabagong equipment, armas, etc. So you have to practice it. You have to know na it works and it's your strategies, your system is actually working.
Question from beautiful Mab.
Hi, sir. Yung pong reciprocal access agreement, sir, ano pong nilalaman nun?
It's more of exchange of mga good practices. Yung of course kasama din diyan yung binanggit sa atin nung and I don't want to preempt the announcement of the equipment and other grants that they will give us. Part yun if you recall, nung nagpunta kami doon nila Senate President Zubiri, na pag-usapan ito, may mga ilang sinuggest tayo on our end, and then yung mga AFP personnel din na mga pupwede nilang magawa at ma-access doon sa mga sistema na kanilang ini-implement sa kanilang bansa. Malaking bagay yung napunta kami doon, yung if you recall yung tension noon with North Korea. So may mga sinabi sila sa amin na executive information no na talagang what is working for them, and they can only share it with their allies.
Sir, medyo allergic po kasi yung mga tao kapag military bases yung pinag-uusapan,
True.
access to military bases. Ito po ba, sir, magkakaroon din sila ng access sa military bases natin if this is ratified?
Depends, no? Depends kung ano yung kanilang minimithi, what's there for them to gain, no, dito sa reciprocal access. But it's more of strengthening their allies in the Southeast region, no? And we are all aware na meron tayong agreement sa kanila when it comes to yung pareho tayo ng pananaw sa pagrespeto ng international law at itong nangyayari ngayon na nagirian sa West Philippine Sea, hindi man ito nangyayari sa Pilipinas, nangyayari man ito sa karatig bansa na kapareho natin ng pananaw, we also support these countries, no, na may pareho tayong posisyon.
Okay, ma'am, no more.
Simplicia.
Daniel.
Sir, good morning. Sir,
Hi, sir.
sinabi nyo na nga gusto nyo gusto nyo magkaisa na lang doon sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea.
Sorry.
Gusto nyo, sir,
Magkaisa.
di ba magkaisa na lang?
Kaisa.
Pero sir, meron kasing resolution si Senator Risa Hontiveros, pero doon sa gentleman's agreement, paano pong aaktuhan ng Senado pagbalik po nyo sa session?
We'll definitely talk about it. No, it's a valid concern by Senator Risa, but there are also issues with other senators. Na ayun nga, ako ang appeal ko talaga is look into this, no? If you wanna do executive session, okay lang din sa akin. Ayokong pangunahan yung ating mga kasamahan dito sa Senado. Saan ba i-refer itong committee na ito? Ito ba ay foreign relations because it talks about foreign policy, but it also talks about territorial disputes, etc. So ito ba ay part ng national defense, etc. So these are things that we wanted to talk about once we come back here, and yun yung hiling natin sa ating mga kasamahan and through our Senate President to have a caucus on this particular issue, one of the issues that we wanted to tackle. And of course, yung binanggit natin kanina, yung mga priority measures, kasi medyo, I think, a month or 5 weeks lang, yung less than 5 weeks yung natitira sa atin before SONA. So, if you're talking about 5 or 6 landmark legislations, medyo mabigat po yun, no? Yung kailangan talaga na itackle mo, yung ngayon nandyan na at least in the period of interpellations and debates already on the floor. Kasi yung iba na priority measures which are still in the committee level, medyo mahirap itackle yan at sabihing may pag-asang pumasa before State of the Nation address.
Pero sir, considering na national security yung involved dito,
Yes.
dapat daw ba sa isang public hearing i-discuss yun tungkol dun sa...
That's something that we should talk about, and you are right. It's a part of national security, as we mentioned a while ago, and I think it's very clear, it's crystal clear na yung mga nangyayaring gulo tungkol sa West Philippine Sea ay may kinalaman dyan yung kalaban natin sigurado. Pinag-aaway-aaway tayo, habang nagsasalita tayo ngayon sa harap ng camera, alam natin na may mga nakikinig po dyan, alam natin na ang bawat galaw ng pamahalaan pinagmamatyagan at yun nga ang nakakainggit sa kanila is lahat. If you do this, may strategy na sila. If you take this path, may strategy na sila. So, I pray na meron na rin tayong ganun, no? And who knows, mas maganda na meron na tayong ganun na siguro hindi lang natin alam. But importante that we are united in this particular issue. Again, let's talk about anything, debate about anything. We can agree to disagree with anything, but not on the West Philippine Sea.
Sir, klaruhin ko lang kanina yung sinabi nyo dun sa propaganda. Tingin nyo, sir, propaganda lang talaga ng China yung itong gentleman's agreement?
I really believe so. I really believe so that it's just a plain, simple propaganda of the Chinese government. And look at the ambassador, di ba? Kung ano-ano na naman yung sinasabi niya, di ba? Na may 1, 2, 3 na naman siya. Come on. This is not the first time that we caught him lying, di ba? And that's why we were saying na dapat palitan siya, ibalik siya doon sa Beijing. So ako, wala akong kaduda-duda that this is part of their plan. This is part of their strategy. So let's not fall into their traps.
Pero, ano ba nangyayari, sir?
Well, we are somehow falling into the trap of this bullying nation. Lahat nagsasalita na, I mean, lahat biglang naging eksperto, no? Pakiusap ko lang, konting yuko lang at minsan hindi natin talaga alam lahat eh. We can learn from each other. We have a pool of experts we can tap, and I'm sure they are in a much better position to give their views and advise us on what we can do. Importante lang na isa lang yung pinaghuhugutan natin lahat. Yung exclusive economic zones, atin yan. Yung 200 nautical miles mula sa baseline na island natin, atin yan. There's no question about it. Ang Ayungin Shoal ay atin, Scarborough Shoal ay atin. Ang West Philippine Sea ay atin. In-encourage ko kayong lahat. Kung gusto nyo magsuot ng t-shirt ng West Philippine Sea, why not?
Pero sir, the mere fact na hindi natin kayang tapatan yung mighty, nung puwersa ng China. So, dependent lang talaga tayo sa pakikipag-alyansa sa US, Japan,
But you know, when we
Australia.
see each other united in this particular issue, walang oposisyon, walang majority, walang iba-ibang kulay, kundi kayong manggi lahat. Diba? We feel good about it. And despite the fact na maliit tayo at higante, dambuhala yung bumabangga sa atin, meron tayong pinaguhugutan lakas at inspirasyon na alam natin na hindi tayo pasusupil at hindi tayo paaapak kanino man sapagkat alam natin na tayo'y Pilipino. And bonus na yung meron tayong mga kakampi na pareho yung pananaw, bonus na meron tayong mga kakampi na ipagtatanggol din yung ating karapatan bilang isang mamamayan, bilang isang bansa.
Si Nimpa may tanong. Nimpa, yung tungkol dun sa...
Sir, yung reciprocal access agreement with Japan, may promise na, may commitment na napipirmahan within the year. So has it been discussed with you by the President po? Klaro ba ito na ipararatify sa Senate?
It was
o
discussed
executive?
during the visit of Prime Minister Kishida. And I'm sorry, I don't have much information about it. But general lang yung na-discuss sa amin. And then the embassy and then the Department of Foreign Affairs committed to us na they will get back to us. Siguro we'll call them later after this and ask for updates and then we'll get back to you.
Pero sir, sa inyo ho ba, dapat itong ituring na treaty na ipararatify sa inyo o sasapat ito na executive agreement?
Yeah, it is. It will become a treaty and has to go through the Senate and should be ratified, no, for it to take effect. Again, naalala ko lang kasi yung gentleman's agreement, di ba? I mean, parang if you are on the other side of the fence, di ba? Will you actually agree with it, di ba? Na walang kahit na ano, hindi binding, wala kang pinanghahawakan na kahit na ano. And yet, sasabihin mo, dapat i-implement and i-require mo ang ating bansa. It's just a laughable matter on the part of this bullying country.
So sir, sinabi na ho ng Malacanang sa inyo o relayed na sa inyo na ito ay ituturing na treaty that will be ratified by the Senate?
Yeah, it is.
Treaty,
Yes,
okay.
it is. Yes.
Aha.
We got that from the executive. Yes.
And target, sir, within the year, yung ratification.
Yeah, within the year. Definitely. Akala ko within the... Hopefully, before we take another break before SONA. Kasi, again, the ball is not in our hands. Nasa executive. Opo. We'll get back to you. No? I'll make sure that I'll get some updates from the Department of Foreign Affairs later. And hopefully, yeah, we will be able to... There's a hearing afterwards. May 1 o'clock hearing ang Foreign Relations. We can also ask also Senator Amy if she has updates on that particular matter.
At mukhang, sir, isa rin sa mga napag-usapan dun sa summit between US, Japan, and Philippines.
Definitely. For
katatapos
sure.
nilang
For
Trinidad.
sure, napag-usapan.